Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. Today we are discussing Thor, Love and Thunder. Directed by Taika Waititi and starring Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Russell Crowe, Christian Bale and Tessa Thompson. Thor, Love and Thunder is the fourth Thor movie and the second by Taika Waititi. Thor is adventuring with his friends and saving the day rather than facing his problems. That is until he bumps into his ex-girlfriend Jane, who now somewhat resembles him and his godly powers. But before we go any further, could you be a dear and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button? It really does help me and the channel massively, and we thank you if you do. So what did I like about Love and Thunder? I thought Christian Bale was having the time of his life as the character of Thor, the God Butcher. It is quite a hammy and over-the-top performance, but I thought it was a perfect fit for this kind of character. I really did enjoy his design and the aspects around him, how sometimes the universe sort of turns black and white and only certain things pop up in colour. It's quite visually arresting. And I also enjoyed 90% of the action scenes in this movie. Most of them involving Thor, the God Butcher, were the best ones. There are some towards the beginning that I thought were a little bit cheesy and silly, but we'll get to that. I thought the CGI was good in places, and in other places I thought it was really, really obvious. And I do expect better with Marvel money behind it, but I also kind of want to be kind about it because I think some of that might be the fact that this film was made during COVID. And even with that being said, I did still quite like the imagination to the world and the design of the places that are visited in this film. I also enjoyed seeing Natalie Portman back. I do feel like she was done a little bit dirty by Marvel in the past. So it was nice to revisit this and fix it up and add a little bit more flavour to a relationship nobody ever cared about ever. And it's not that this movie made me care, but I certainly care more than I did by about this much. But that's probably where my pros for this movie end and a big list of cons begin. This movie is frustratingly humor heavy. Every single sentence is a joke, even when we're having serious conversations. And it was so damn persistently doing it and not actually being that funny, I honestly felt like I was losing my mind. I could almost predict the beat on which a joke would be told. It was like, oh no, we're getting too serious, there will be a joke, and there was a joke. I don't get it. What is the severity of this movie? There isn't any. Apparently there is, because we've got Thor, the God Butcher. Seems quite severe to me, but on the other hand, we're doing jokes about skipping leg day and things being janky, and a consistent reminder of the screaming goats meme, which nearly, honestly, I could have screamed at those screaming goats. They did my head in. Wait, did we time travel to 2015? Why is the humour that of a 13-year-old boy who's had one too many cans of Monster Energy? Maybe I'm an old grumpy man and I've just outgrown the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Taika Waititi's level of humour. But this film honestly had me rolling my eyes at how childish and frustrating it is. It's a complete and utter tonal mess. Like I said, you've got Thor the God Butcher here, then you've got 1,000 jokes a minute with Thor the hippie. Then you've got the Guardians sort of hanging around for 10 minutes, but not really. Then we're visiting other planets. It's just like, oh my God, can we just focus? Can we just pick one story and focus on that? In the end, they don't focus on any of them, really. Each one gets about 10 minutes worth of effort put into them, so you don't care about any of it, really. It also felt a bit mean-spirited. There is a lot of swearing in this movie, and hey, I swear like a damn trooper. If anything, I try and resist swearing because, well, I should be presentable to you fine folks and try and be as nice and polite as I could. So for me to think this movie is swearing too much, it's definitely swearing too much. The best way I can put it is, this movie feels pretty lowbrow for Marvel. And I think it focuses on all of the wrong things. As I mentioned earlier, no one cares about Thor and Jane. Maybe I'm speaking on behalf of everybody here and that's wrong of me, but if you're asking me, no, I don't care, and no, I don't know anybody personally who cares. And yet that's the focus of this movie. I still don't buy the relationship between Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. I don't think they have any chemistry. They don't look like they fancy each other. And because the dialogue is so humor heavy, we never have any conversations of weight and depth or gut punching that might have actually helped you to buy the relationship. I think this movie should have focused on the villain. Gore the God Butcher is a fascinating idea of a character. He was wronged by the gods, and in return his vow is to kill all gods. Thor is a god. Thor has a guilt complex over the fact that he has failed a lot of people who've trusted him in the past. And he's only just sort of gotten over that. Don't you think it could have been quite a deep and compelling storyline had those two met, conversed, clashed much more than they actually do in the film? It's so puddle deep here when it could have been ocean deep. I'm going to give Thor Love and Thunder a 5 out of 10. I went in with high hopes and walked out hugely disappointed. It felt aimless, it felt all over the place. The humour was that of a 13-year-old boy who's hyperactive, and it was cranked up to 11 at all times throughout the film. Forgot to mention that the music was bloody repetitive. I already have mentioned that I am just tired of Sweet Child of Mine, and well, I've not got over that tiredness yet. Taika Waititi's been given way too much freedom here, and it's a problem. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen Thor Love and Thunder? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.